Hanging out with Sam at the Electric Bike Center. I love the shades, man.
Oh, thanks.
That is the perfect complement to this thing. This is the Sieve 800 from SSR Motorsports. I mean, this is just, it's crazy. Like, I saw the screenshots of it on their website, and then seeing it and riding it in person is just, it's something else. It's something else. It's like, kind of like a scooter, but there's no pedals or anything like that, and it's just so minimalist. Like, the only thing here is these awesome hydraulic brakes, real sturdy, kind of like, almost like scooter brakes, like you see on a Vespa.
Yeah, I equate this to more of like an ATC, like, or an ATV.
Okay.
Those size tires, I bet this could go across sand.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to try to take it out in sand. It reminds me of like the first generation little Honda
like a
ATC
Ruckus?
70s. No, I'm going back to like
way back.
like the late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
Even the tire pattern looked like the early Hondas had on them.
Yeah.
If you look at the very first ATCs, that's what they look like.
Well, and just to quote, you know, the size of these things, it's 18, that's the diameter, by 9.5. That's like the width that way, by 8. That's like that way. They're massive. They're massive. They give you a lot of cushion. Riding this thing is pretty cool because you can sit down on it or you can stand up. You know, it's like...
And I'm really comfy on this. I'm 6'4". I'm not pinched up or crowded at all on this. I'm very relaxed riding this bike.
These are nice and adjustable, so you can kind of angle them. They're just super high rise. Are those like ape hangers almost?
They're kind of like an ape hanger, but an ape hanger is usually above your shoulders.
Super high, yeah.
So these are just appropriate to get them in the right level for you. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk specs here. 800 watt, gearless, direct drive hub motor. You do hear it a little bit. It's kind of ring, but being gearless, it should be solid. You know, it's not like the most immediate, like super strong torque off the line. It's more of a smooth, steady, fluid feel. Is this a charging port?
Yes. I took me 20 minutes to find that on the first time I got one in.
Look at that.
I could not find the charger port. I looked all over the bike before I finally figured that out.
It's kind of an interesting location for that. And is the battery below the deck?
Yeah, it's all built in. Like right in here is where it starts.
And we just tip it that way a little bit? And we
Sure,
can maybe...
so you can get a really good view of that.
Yeah. Look at that. You know, I think it might be metal.
It doesn't get any lower center of gravity than that. That's about as low as you're gonna go as far as the center of gravity goes.
And it's so stable. Like, I just got my motorcycle license recently, and you know, you have to like push that outside handlebar to kind of get into those turns, and I had that same experience on this thing. Like, you ride motorcycles, what do you think, Sam?
Well, it's got such a wide profile, and then it's so flat.
Yeah.
That when you go to turn, you're getting off that big flat surface and you're going onto that edge of the tire.
Oh,
so you've got to really force it down into the turns. But once you get the hang of turning this thing in, I can literally turn this thing, and I was scraping the paint on the frame. So I was.
Are you serious?
That far
oh
over,
my gosh, man.
So it's so stable feeling when you're riding it.
What's the top speed?
Oh, that's a good question. I would put this close to 20 miles an hour. It felt
20?
pretty, yeah, 18 to 20, I'd say.
This is a review, so some of the things I noticed. I like the little bell. The grips are kind of cool, iconic. They almost match the tire tread.
Yeah.
Full grip, twist throttle, and it's active right now. So I want to like deactivate that so it doesn't take off. I was maneuvering it earlier, accidentally did that. Nice big brakes. You know, it's got the balls on the end here. I wasn't able to, I actually got my calipers out to measure those disc brakes because they didn't have any markers on them. Yeah, thanks, man.
Slide it over here a little bit more for you, Bart.
There we go, thanks. Just try to get this thing all the way out. It looks like, you know, it's going maybe even like further than my calipers can. I'm gonna guess that these are like 203. Yeah, I think you're right, 203s. Front and rear, hydraulic, and they've got that kind of V mark. I think this is the case where, you know, American company SSR Motorsports, they found something really cool over in Asia and they're importing it, you know, and
I saw this product about 3 years ago at Interbike, and I sat on it, and when I first originally saw it, I didn't think it was motorized. I had no clue.
Oh.
And I have a photograph of it. It was white framed with like copper fenders.
Cool.
And then they had introduced it, and I'm like, hey, I saw it like 3 years ago. So they found it and just like branded it and, you know, brought it in.
But they do a good job. You know, we've seen the Sand Viper, the Trail Viper. They're local here. What do you think? Is the company, pretty good job?
They're known more for their pit bikes and their scooters.
Like gas-powered stuff?
And the CEO, William, actually consulted with me as to when it would be the best time to bring in electric bikes, and I told him, dude, it's now. Bring them in. Yeah, it's happening. But I said, bring in something unique and different, than the rest of the marketplace.
They did it. I mean, the seat with like the floating design. I like the fenders, it's going to keep the mud off of you and stuff. This would be so awesome at Burning Man, and skateboard deck situation.
Yeah, grip tape.
Grip
all the way
tape.
Across. And I notice a lot of people that buy these, their family, kind of the dad has it. He'll sit here, and I've seen multiple guys that'll carry Junior right up here because you got plenty of room in here.
Dude.
I actually sold the very first one of these to my brother-in-law, who's handicapped, and he has to ride around in a motorized scooter.
I see.
But he's like limited to like three miles an hour. On this, he can go with my sister on her electric bike, and he can kind of keep up, and it's a little bit faster pace on this. And I said, if you don't like it, just give it back to me. Yeah. And he dug it. He loved it.
He kept it.
He kept it, yeah.
Okay, so other things. You got some reflectors here. Not a whole lot. This midnight black one, you might want to have a backpack with a reflector or something. The battery, we're talking about lithium ion, 48 volt, 20 amp hours. That's really big, and I guess it's nice to have that extra size because this is heavy. We were trying to lift it a minute ago. We didn't quite get it off the ground just because the balance point, we didn't want to wreck the seat. It's at least 100 pounds, probably.
Yeah, we were in excess of 100 pounds trying to lift it up.
So, keep that in mind in terms of how you're going to move this and getting the wheels off. It's not like a bicycle where there's quick release and stuff. This is more like a vehicle. And I don't know, I like that. Let's see, other things to call out. So we got the twist throttle, there's the LED indicator. Before you were sitting on it, but I actually stood on it more like a stand-up scooter, and it did really well. I was impressed with that.
It's very linear power delivery with the full grip twist throttle, and really nice brakes with the hydraulic brakes. It stops well, it accelerates well. Takes a little bit of getting used to on the handling. I'd recommend practicing your V8s in a parking lot.
Oh, and that's the thing. Yeah, there is kind of a limited. That's as far as it goes, right? Like, they kind of stop it so that you're not hitting the frame down here. I'm gonna hop on this thing, Sam. Maybe will you real quick? And
yeah, one other thing else I want to call out real quick before it is.
Yeah.
If you get a flat tire on this, you're gonna want to take it to like a motorcycle store more than likely that does like ATV style.
Yeah.
Because your average bike shop is not going to be able to handle this type of repair.
Let me do a handoff real quick. Can you film me for a second?
Sure.
Okay. So these are also really cool. Like, look at the packaging. Really nice. Just kind of a more attention to detail than a generic cardboard box. There's some keys. You get an extra key. It's just the ignition's right up there by the handlebar. 2 amp charger, kind of standard. It's what I'm used to seeing for electric bikes and stuff.
And that's where your key would plug in, would be right there.
Yeah, and then
you just turn it on and off.
I'm gonna do some measurements. It looks like the ground clearance is like 3.5 inches or something. Reach maybe about 20 inches. The overall length of this thing, in case you're gonna try to park it in your garage, we're at like 69 inches.
That's like a motorcycle or a scooter almost.
Yeah. Seat height, 26 inches. The standover height, this thing is nothing. I mean, it's super easy to stand over. That's the riding position I was talking about before. Like, if it's really bumpy, you can kind of like absorb some bumps with your knees, or you can sit down. And the kickstand over on this side, it's just a tiny little thing, but it works pretty well. Yeah, it's just right there. So let's do it, man. Do you want to hop on this thing and give it some action? Thank you.
I think it's kind of cool for custom people to see you actually getting out your tape measure.
I know.
And showing them like what you go through on every review. Like that tape measure comes out, your magnet comes out.
Yeah.
Is it metal? Is it aluminum? There's a lot to going into each one of these reviews. I think this one was
steel, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, we're actually rushing on this one. These are plastic fenders. We're rushing a little bit because someone's actually buying this, and they were like, "Yeah, you can look at it quickly." So
10 minutes.
We're trying to be.
He's ready to go.
So do it, juice it.
Before I head out, I want to also mention the colors it comes in. You can get it with white frame and black fenders, all black, or white frame with red fenders. Those are the 3 color combinations you can get it from SSR Motorsports.
Sweet.
Located in Norwalk, California.
Norwalk, okay.
Yeah, so they're just like 10 minutes away from us. All right, here we go. I'm gonna cut your way.
There you go. Look at that leaning action, dude. That's a cool looking thing.
So it's been a while since I've ridden one of these things.
It's such a funky feel, isn't it?
It is. You really gotta like commit pushing it down into the corner.
You have to push with that outer arm.
It's really hard, yeah.
Do you mind if I hop on real quick?
Yeah, give it a spin for it.
Okay, we are almost done. This is the guy who's buying it. Do you want to say hi?
Hey, what's up?
How are you going to use this?
Just cruise on the beach.
Cruise on the beach. You said you're by Huntington Beach, right?
Newport.
Oh, Newport. Oh,
Yeah, Newport Beach.
Nice, man. Thank you again. He got another one of those IMAXs back there for a friend. So, yep, here we go. I'm gonna hop on this thing. It's a little bit tricky to kind of maneuver. There we go, nice and smooth. Yeah, I like the power delivery. It's just real quiet. You do hear the motor a little bit in the back. Can't tell exactly how fast I'm going, but it's zippy. And we're kind of at like a low battery state here because he just bought like the showroom demo model that just came in. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I hope this gives you some fun detail, some perspective on this thing. Yeah, I'm stoked. It's neat to see these alternative vehicles coming out, electric power and what you can do with it. I think that's about it. That's the and hopefully he mentioned the price point. I think it's like $15.99. So that sub $2,000 mark to get something that's more like a vehicle is just cool. You know, we're seeing more of those things, and sometimes you get like those plasticky scooter type things. But I like that they styled this one a little bit more. You know, it's sleek. It's really cool looking. So for the full write up on this, we'll see you back at electricriderreview.com. Of course, especially with something that's kind of alternative like this, just like ride safe and, you know, good luck parking and everything. Thanks, man.
Takes 2 people to load this thing up.
Oh, yeah. You guys need a hand?
Yeah, we're going to try to hold it right now. Fender, you don't want to break it. Whoa. Let me get back here. Ready, go.
There you go. Grabbing the metal rails.
That's it. Off to Newport Beach it goes.
Oh, yeah. Nice job, guys. Just get some tie downs. Look at that. The kickstand isn't even down and it's balancing just because of those tires.
Reminds me of the early model Badsy. Had similar Bridgestone tires that were about that width, and you could step off the Badsy and the scooter would just stand there without falling over. We got to find you an old Badsy to review one of these days.
Did you say the price on that, Sam?
$15.99 is suggested retail price.
$15.99. That's a pretty good price.
It's an awesome price for the product. You know, with the amount of range you can get out of it, and just the fun factor of it as well.
It is a really fun, you know, machine, and just like Steve 800, that's the 800 watt motor right there that they're talking about. So yeah, this is sort of like a class 2, you know, with the more powerful motor and stuff. Yep. Well, I think that's it, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. It's always fun to see stuff, but it was like, go, go, go. So as always, ride safe.